7 months ago, I uploaded a video of a Jeep camper my friend ordered off Alibaba. The video went on to get over 700,000 views, and ever since then, you guys have been asking for one thing, an update. So I got my own.
Alright, today is the day I'm finally installing this camper on my Jeep. I've had this in the works for, well, basically since I uploaded the video from Mike's top, and you guys have been basically so stoked on it and wanting an update so badly. Mike doesn't get out as much as I do, so I really want to put this camper to the test and let you guys know if it's actually any good. I'm super stoked for it. I really liked the quality of it and kind of the fit finish and the whole way that the setup works, being able to just climb through the back seat. So we're gonna get this thing out of its crate, see if it's damaged at all, and get it on the back of the Wrangler.
Unboxing something like this gets you thinking about all the places you could take it, but actually finding those places isn't always that easy. That's why I use OnX Off-Road. It lets me plan routes, find new trails, and helps me make some of the best memories in the backcountry. It just makes exploring way easier with a lot less guesswork. And with summer just around the corner, there's no better time to start planning out those trips you've been thinking of all winter. I've got a link down below if you want to check it out. You can try it for free, and if you really enjoy it, you can use code GETLOST and save 20% on your first Elite membership with OnX.
Just like last time, the packaging on this thing is pretty freaking well done, which is really good because they're shipping it over the ocean, but they put like a center brace inside to support the front end and wrap the crap out of it in some kind of styrofoam wrap. So we'll keep getting this thing broken into so you guys can get a good look at it if you haven't watched the first video. Alright, I finally got all the plastic wrap off this thing. It's beautiful. And mine is a little bit different than Mike's. I got mine with the roof rack system built into the top, so they reinforce the top a little bit more and then install this roof rack system. So I can't remember exactly what the weight capacity is. I'll look into that and stick it down in the description or down in a pinned comment. And we're definitely going to put it through its paces and see how well it's built and how durable it is out here on the west coast. I like to drive overgrown trails, so we're definitely going to see how well the finish holds up and just the overall build. Let's get it on.
All right, it's the very next day and I finally got this top installed. It was honestly super easy. It was just the bolts along the back, and then there's two bolts right up here that will go through the roll bar to secure it in the middle, and then it's just the two clamps up at the front where your freedom panels will normally clamp on to hold the top on. Super secure, it doesn't make any noise, it doesn't move. It's a solid setup, just like your regular factory hardtop, except this one is way, way better. To dive into this, we're gonna go around the outside, look at the fit and finish of it, and then we're gonna go inside. I'll show you the inside build quality, and then we'll crack the tent open together and we'll get a glance at it. I'm really excited. This is a prototype. This particular model is not available in North America until about June, July. That's what I heard from V-Life. So if there are any flaws I find, I will be letting V-Life know, and hopefully they can get them kind of worked out before it actually makes it to the market. But my buddy Mike had put one on his. You guys seen that video. If you haven't watched it, I'll put a link up here. But the response from that video was overwhelmingly positive. Everyone seemed to like it, and we're wanting a follow-up video. So I got one on my Jeep now. I definitely am going to put it through its paces, drive down some overgrown trails, and go camping in some pretty extreme climates. And we're going to see how well this top holds up over the next 6 months, a year, 2 years, you know. So if you actually want to order one and you're kind of worried, watch this video and watch some future videos. So the fit and finish on this top is pretty freaking good. I was a little worried about getting water leaking in with a full replacement hardtop that's aftermarket, but that is not the case. My 3-piece hardtop actually leaked more than this. It rained all last night, and I used to get water dripping on my door right here through my freedom panel, but that is not the case anymore. It is watertight, and it is good to take on all the monsoons I could wish for. The doors have a nice, good, secure shut in all of the seams. I may adjust some of the doors just to get the fit a little bit better, but that is to be expected with a full aftermarket top. On the front of the tent, it has a nice, good gasket seal that runs all the way along the top of your windshield, and it seats down where the Freedom panel normally would seat. So it has a really good gasket set up on here to keep any moisture out. I'm super impressed with it. And also the height of this. Instead of having a rooftop tent that's way up in the air on top of a roof rack, making all kinds of wind drag, a setup like this only adds about 2 inches, 1.5 inches to the overall height. Because your Freedom panel used to come to about here. So you have about this much extra height on your rig. I think it looks good. I think it actually adds to the overall shape of the vehicle instead of having a whole bunch of crap bolted out way up in the sky. Now, coming around to the back of the new top, this is one of my favorite features on this V-Life camper, and that is the back gull wing windows. This is freaking an absolute game changer. Now, what my plan is with this is to actually stick a MOLLE panel system in here, so I could put a recovery strap and some shackles and maybe a snatch block or something. That's really easy to access, and I don't got to go digging in the Jeep. And then maybe on the other side, I'll put some kitchenware, maybe some easy to get cooking supplies, just so if I want to grab a snack on the trail or something, I can whip up something really quick and not have to go digging through all of my gear. I'm not quite sure exactly what I'll do in the end, but having this as an option is fantastic. And honestly, the gasket seal, again, that they used here is super high quality gasketing, and it's going to keep the moisture out. So really well done. And one thing I want to point out before I get this thing opened up and we go inside is it does come with some awning brackets that mount right underneath of where the top folds open. And what I really like about this is instead of having your awning way up in the air on some crossbars and out from the vehicle, this basically brings it a little bit, it'll probably just be slightly above the new top, but nothing crazy. And it's going to be really closely mounted to the side of the vehicle, which is exactly what I want when I'm going down some pretty harsh trails, is this right here. So I will have the awning mounted up when I take this out in the woods for the first time, and you can kind of see how it all mounts up in that video. Now, coming to the front seat on the inside, one thing I do want to point out is this kind of MOLLE paneling mesh they got going on here. And the reason that they put this in here actually is not to mount things necessarily, but to actually help get some warm air into the vehicle when you're driving it around, or say you are out camping and it's a little bit cold in the morning and you remote start your vehicle. It actually allows some warm air to get up into the tent and help keep it warm. Now, the biggest thing I'm actually excited about with this feature here is in the wintertime when there's a lot of condensation and moisture in the air, you're always fighting mold in your tent. And I always find myself fighting mold in a regular rooftop tent where it's enclosed in, say, like an aluminum box, and aluminum sweats a lot. So you're always needing to open up your tent and air it out just to not get mold, even if you're not using it and it's just stayed shut. It's an ongoing battle. So I'm hoping with this, it actually helps get some warm air up into the tent while I'm daily driving it, going to and from work, and help keep mold and condensation from building up inside of my tent and on my mattress. But let's get this thing cracked open, and I'll show you the rest of the tent. This will be my first time actually getting the thing zipped and enclosed and seeing how it actually looks. So let's go do that. So to get inside of this tent, you're gonna have a latch here, a latch on the other side, and then you have 2 twist tabs on the back. I'll show you how they all work. But on these ones, you have a little tab, like a push tab right on the side of this. And you push that in, it makes a nice click, and that pulls away. And then actually when you go to close it, it has a nice distinctive snap to it when it locks down in place. So I came over to this side to actually give you a look of how this tab works and kind of its fit and form here. It's a little push tab on the side, clicks open, and it folds out of the way there. When you want to go shut it, loop it under. It's got a nice, satisfying click to it when it locks in. And on the roof of mine, I got it with the roof rack. They do have to add some extra support inside of the overall structure to actually be able to hold some weight. I'll put down in a pinned comment exactly how much weight that this rack can hold. I can't remember off the top of my head, and I don't want to be making up any numbers.
But my plan is to actually put a roof rack up here and put my Rotopacks on top with my Starlink up in the front corner. So it'll be really nice. And then you got this nice big glass window on the back. My biggest concern with the glass window is driving down overgrown trails. I really don't want to break this with a large branch, but we'll see what happens there. As for the back latches, they have like a twist style kind of latch. I'll show you right now. So to get into the back, it's just this pull tab, and you just spin it, and that unlocks it. And then to shut it, you just spin the tab, and it just pulls pressure. Latches in place. I really like this. It just seems really clean. Now, at this point in time, it's going to be like opening any other rooftop tent. Just give a little push, and the entire roof of the Jeep opens up into a tent. It's freaking amazing. There's one small detail back here I don't want to miss, and I want to tell you now. Right here on the back, there's just this little grab handle here. So when you do want to climb up to open it or even close it, you can grab this little grab handle here and help yourself up. Nice little feature. It's the little things that add up and make it such a better experience. Now, to access this tent, and what makes it so special, is the back of your vehicle actually becomes part of your camping unit. So your Jeep also kind of doubles as your living space instead of it just being the tent that is your living space. So to get inside, we come into the Jeep, and you're actually going to enter through this hatch here. So it's just a matter of pushing open your hatch, and just like that, you may enter your tent. Boom. Built into the top. Now, before I get this all zipped up, one thing I want to point out is you do have your bug netting, and then you have your inner rain fly, which is kind of like your summer setup. And then what I really, really like about this tent, what really drew me to it when Mike got his, is they also send you this winter cover. It's kind of like a thicker outer heavy rain fly. And what I really like about it is if you're in a monsoon, your tent is soaked, or I guess like this outer fabric is soaked, you can actually go home, unzip this, or unvelcro it from the outside of the tent, bring it inside and dry it out separate from your tent, which helps dry it out way quicker and traps less moisture within your tent, which I think is awesome. I got the two walls zipped up, just leaving this back one open for a little bit of lighting. But one thing I have noticed is that this tent does not have a built-in lighting package. So I'll probably have to go get a little USB powered light strip just to have a little bit of light in here at night. And instead of having your normal fabric top, you have this Velcro cover that you can pull down. I can take it right off. I'm just going to leave it on for a second. But it exposes your nice glass top, so I can clean this off and have a nice, beautiful view of the stars at night if I want, instead of just looking through a regular canvas on a tent. It is tinted just the same as the side windows. I think it's a nice little touch. I'll just have to be careful on the trails not to damage the glass. And the mattress that you get in here is pretty thin. The one that was inside of my top oak was a little bit thicker, denser foam. So I might be going and upgrading my foam in the future. Time will tell after my first night of sleeping, but I feel like I'll be getting something a little bit thicker in here just to make sleeping a little bit better. Now, as far as creature comforts go, like heat and electricity, we got these flaps and they're Velcroed behind. There's two ports right here to run your diesel heater or air conditioner into the tent. That's on the passenger side. We'll come around to the driver's side, and you have the exact same setup right here. So no matter what side you're running your air conditioner or diesel heater on, you can route that up into the tent. And then coming over to the back, I seen this feature yesterday when I was installing it. Come up onto the inside, you have this little port here that goes up into the bottom.
So you can run an extension cord from your power station up into the tent and charge your phone or whatever else you have to charge at night, which is awesome. You can't do that with a normal rooftop tent unless you're running an extension cord out from your vehicle and then up into the tent, this just makes it so easy. Now coming back out to the outside of the Jeep, I'll give you guys a little walk around here of the overall finish on this top. I think it looks so good. I think it's really well made. Actually a few things I'm gonna keep my eyes on is the finish of the paint. Yesterday when I was taking it out of all the plastic wrap that I got shipped in, I had an X-Acto knife in my hand, and as I was cutting the plastic, can't remember exactly which side I scraped it on, but I did put a little bit of a scratch mark right here. Actually, you can see it from the X-Acto blade, and it scuffed off pretty easy, and didn't really put much force into it. And I was curious, so I went over to the factory hardtop and did the same thing, and I couldn't really notice it as much. So when I'm doing my boonie bashing down some tight trails, getting some BC pinstriping, we will see how durable this finish is. If it's really bad, I might end up just wrapping it and kind of giving it a better finish that might actually withstand what I like to do. But if you live in the desert or you don't go on tight trails, that probably will not be a problem for you. Let's get this thing closed up. Show you how easy that is. Use this nice grab handle here to help me out. I found that closing this tent is really, really easy, honestly. Once you get it going, the weight kind of takes over and it just kind of comes on down. And packing the tent material away, I found was really quite simple. Instead of having to sit there and fight it and reach down and try to get it to all fit, I'm finding this to be so simple, and it all just fits in there nicely. What I'm most curious about regarding this top is if I can fit my bedding inside of it. I will figure that out in the next video, and we'll see how much bedding you can actually fit inside of this top with it shut, because I hate having to have all of my bedding down inside of the Jeep. We'll see if you can fit a winter setup inside of it and a summer setup. Because if I could fit my pillow and my blankets and everything in there, I think that'd be fantastic. Overall, I am extremely excited about having this top, and I will be doing some updates in the future of the build quality and how it's standing up to real world abuse out here on Vancouver Island, where it's really wet and rainy and overgrown. So we'll put it through its paces and we'll see how well it holds up. If you're interested in this top, go check out VLife. I'll link their website down in the description. And if you do want it, be prepared to wait a few months while they build it and ship it over the ocean. It's a bit of a stressful wait, but it will show up, and it will show up in a massive crate. So make sure to ship it to an industrial address if you can, and have access to a forklift. But yeah, we'll see you in the next adventure, and you'll see more of this tent. Cheers.